Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Hara. 2 men are now in custody for the deadly mass shooting in Nashville Saturday night. Police found Marquez Davis and DeAnthony Brown at a short-term rental. Police say both were involved in gang activity and approached members of another gang right before the shooting happened. Bonquay Johnson was killed. 9 others were hurt. Both suspects are now charged with criminal homicide. And a woman says she tried to protect a child from gunfire during that mass shooting. And this morning, we have new video that shows people running for cover. The video shows a man running in the parking lot, yelling that somebody has a gun. And then a few seconds later, you can see people scrambling to get away as bullets fly through the air. Mandy Brown describes trying to safeguard a child she didn't know.
And I was having a ball, and then all of a sudden, just chaos. To come for fun, and then, like, hold a child that's not mine. Yeah. I need people to understand that, as a community, that's supposed to be a safe space for everybody. A little girl crying out for her mom, and I'm covering her.
Well, she's among dozens of people who are now pushing for change in Nashville. Well, the family of a worker who was killed at a plastics factory in East Tennessee is now suing the factory and its owner. 55-year-old Johnny Peterson was one of several employees who died there. TEMA issued a state of emergency for the area the day before the flooding. But the lawsuit says Impact Plastics still made people come to work to meet production quotas. The company is also accused of denying employees permission to leave when they asked to. Instead, the lawsuit says they were instructed to move cars to higher ground and that by the time they left, the parking lot was full of water. The lawsuit claims there was no emergency action plan despite the factory being in a flood zone. The wrongful death lawsuit was filed on behalf of Peterson's oldest daughter, Alexa.
I want everyone who made a choice that day and made the wrong choice to answer for their actions. I want to hear what their explanation was and why they made the choices that they made.
We reached out to the attorneys representing Impact Plastics and its owner, Gerald O'Connor, but we have not heard back. Now, days after the deadly flooding there in East Tennessee, the owner, Gerald O'Connor, issued a video statement explaining what he says happened that day. You can see that right now in the WSMV, WVLT, and WMC News apps. Well, TDOT is getting closer to opening part of I-40 between Tennessee and North Carolina. Soon, part of it will open, but only for local traffic. Only one lane on each side will be open. A long-term solution for rebuilding still not clear. Detours are in place there.
We're learning more about the state of railroads in East Tennessee after Helene's historic flooding. Norfolk Southern says thousands of feet worth of tracks were wiped out by floodwaters. Several bridges were damaged. The railroad runs from Old Fort, North Carolina through Asheville and all the way here to Newport and Morristown. It delivers goods to a lot of local businesses. Norfolk Southern says the track between Asheville and Newport is expected to reopen by January. They're still assessing the damage to other parts of the track near Asheville. Back to you.
Well, starting today, you're going to have a burn permit to burn leaves or vegetation anywhere in the state of Tennessee. The Department of Agriculture says it's because Hurricane Helene left behind so much debris. The state says permits will only be issued when it's safe to burn outside. Burn permits are free and you can request those online. Right now, food assistance benefits are available for Tennesseans who were affected by Helene. The state says this is for qualifying households that live or work in the counties that you see on your screen. So Carter, Cocke, Greene, Hamblin, Hawkins, Unicoi, and Washington counties. Anyone in those areas who experienced a loss can now pre-register for SNAP benefits. That'll be provided through an electronic debit-like card that can be used to buy food at grocery stores. The benefits vary by household. You can find more information online about how to apply and qualifications. Two officers convicted of obstructing justice in the death of Tyree Nichols are now pushing for acquittal. And civil rights attorney Ben Crump calls the move horrific. Attorneys for Justin Smith and Tadarius Bean have filed motions for their acquittals. Both were found guilty of obstruction of justice in the traffic stop that led to Nichols' death. However, they were found not guilty on charges of excessive force and failure to intervene and conspiracy to witness tamper.
The jury saw it, America saw it, the world saw it, and there should be accountability to the fullest extent of the law on every level for the killing of Tyree Nichols.
Well, sentencing for the officers and their federal convictions is expected to begin next year. All right, cooler across a lot of parts of this state this morning. Meteorologist Stefano DiPietro is here with a look at the forecast where you live.
And some frost that'll be possible across a good amount of the state as we go through tonight, tomorrow morning, and then again tomorrow night and into our Thursday morning as well. It was chilly this morning. The cloud cover continues to thicken up the remainder of our day today, and that should stall the temperatures out in the 50s and 60s. Some of us are really going to hang out in the mid-50s in those higher elevations of the plateau and out toward the Smokies around Knoxville. Now in southern Tennessee, where we'll have a little bit more sunshine, the temperature will get a little bit more of a bump, including Memphis and Chattanooga. We are closer to the mid-60s. I can't totally say no to a spotty rain shower within some of that cloud cover. Most of us will see nothing. Hey, overnight tonight, we're down near 40. A lot of us, though, will be pushing the 30, so that means be on the lookout for some patchy frost. It's best to err on the side of caution. If you do have any of those sensitive plants outdoors, bring them in or cover them just to make sure they are protected. The afternoon will stay cool despite the sunshine. The core of this first round of chilly air is really going to stick with us in the 50s to near 60 as we head through the afternoon tomorrow and then tomorrow evening, overnight, and into our Thursday morning. Another risk at some frost, but the good news is that we really do have all of that dissipating through the end of the week into the weekend and early next week. So warmer weather is on the way. Unfortunately, Amanda, rainfall is not on the way, and we could really use it across the state.
All right, Stefano, thanks. There's only a month left now to sign up as a mentor for Tennessee Achieves. The nonprofit still needs more than 900 volunteers. Rutherford County needs the most with more than 100 spots open. Montgomery, Sumner, and Williamson counties also looking for several dozen volunteers. Mentors help guide high school seniors in their next steps, whether that's college or perhaps something else. November 15th is the deadline to sign up. Well, thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with a look at the big stories from across the state. Have a great day.
This is Tennessee in 10, streaming your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes.